Well, I went over to see my brother James and his wife Rosie, and we were having a conversation when all of a sudden she broke in. James was saying something to me. I've forgotten now just what he said, but she says, "James Klepac, shut your mouth. Every time you open your mouth, you tell a lie. If you don't quit that lying, I'm going to let you go out and sit under the apple tree." Is that what you want me to say? And anyhow, she was a boss, and whatever she said, that was what went. And quite frequently, she would make him go out in the yard and sit under the apple tree or under the fig tree whenever she'd get mad with him. She was really bossy. I hate to say it about her, but that is just the truth. Well, I went over to take him a check, and we were sitting in there talking, and she came out there and butted in the conversation, and she thought we were talking about her, saying something about her. "John Klepac, what are y'all talking about? Why don't you talk to James in front of me instead of getting behind my back and talking to him?" I said, "Well, Rosie, we are not talking about you. We're just talking about first one thing and another, members of the family." And she said, "Well, what did you come over here for?" And I said, "Well, I came over here to bring him a check." But do you know, I sat there and talked to him a half an hour and didn't give him the check. And finally, when I got ready to go home, I went out the back door, and I reached up here in my shirt pocket, and lo and behold, there was a check. So I had to go back in and give him the check. She was standing at the kitchen sink washing some dishes, and she said, "John Klepac, what do you want?" And I said, "Well, Rosie, I forgot to give James this check, and I came back to give it to him." "Well, give it to him and get going." And that's about what she said. She didn't like me. I went to see him while he was in the hospital. He had some kind of stomach trouble, and she said, "John Klepac," says, "I'll let you come see James when he's in the hospital. But when he gets home, I don't want you to come see him. I can't stop you from coming to see him while he's in the hospital, but I can stop you from coming to see him when he gets home." She was really bossy. They went down and bought a brand new white Cadillac here less than 6 months ago, and it had red upholstery. They already had 2 cars. Why she wanted us? But anyhow, James was going to Jew the man down, slightly on the price of the car. Has to take it when she goes to the grocery store. James has to drive her. When she goes to the beauty parlor, James has to drive her. Well, anyhow, what I was going to say about this, when he got ready to buy this car, James was figuring on Jewing the salesman down a little bit on the car, but when they came to a certain price, I don't know what it was, well, Rosie said, "Well, we'll take it." And James was going to try to Jew him down, get him bring the price down a little bit more. But after Rosie said, "Well, we'll take it just as it is at that price," well, he quit trying to Jew him down anymore on the price of the car. When our son Philip died, we went to the funeral, and she was pretty nice on that occasion. We went to the funeral, at the church, but we didn't go up to West Blockton to the cemetery where they buried him. And she never did let us forget, and she always held it against us because we didn't go up out to the cemetery, witness that part of the funeral. But, Flora, she had some troubles, you know, colostomy, and she's a diabetic, and she had to get home, and therefore we did not go up to the cemetery in West Blackton, which is about 35 miles away, one way, and it's been about 70 miles if you count it for a round trip. I think that's about all I can tell you about it. Unless you can remind me of something else that she said. She said, James, shut your mouth. Every time you open your mouth, you don't do a thing except tell lies. You don't know how to tell the truth. And what's more, I don't want you talking, because every time you talk, you tell a lie. Now, when I get ready to let you talk, I'll let you talk, but if you don't shut your mouth, I'm gonna let you go outside and sit under the apple tree. That's just the way she put it. Well, we have certainly enjoyed this week here with you in Tampa, and I'm glad you made those good grades on that trigonometry test. And we still haven't got around to playing any dominoes yet, and I hope that we can play some yet. But I know you're expecting Billy over tonight at 8 o'clock, so I'm sure we can't play dominoes with her here, can we? I said Billy, I meant Jackie. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember Jackie. She came up to visit us when we were up at Panama City, didn't she? Mm-hmm. She was a nice little girl. She and, what's the other girl's name over there? Tiffany. Yeah, she was there, and the other girl I was thinking about, you know, that lives at Cherry. She was there also. They thoroughly had enjoyed themselves at Panama City. And we did too. I'll tell you another little thing. I think that you're familiar with it too. They didn't fire the fireworks off on the 4th of July at Panama City last year because it was raining. And so the next morning we got out before 8 o'clock and walked down to the, what was the name of that hotel? Anyhow, it was a nice hotel. But anyhow, we walked through there, and it was a 10-story building, and we found out the price it cost to stay there a night, you know, and the price depended on how many was in your group. And they said, I believe it was $75 for the first person. And if you had a group of, say, 10, it was $10 a night additionally for each additional person beyond the first person. So I would have made it pretty cheap, you know, say for a group of 10 people coming up, spend 2 or 3 days. But anyhow, when we left the hotel, we started back down to the condominium where we were staying, and lo and behold, I looked down there on the sand, and there was 2 packages of cigarettes and a man's pocketbook. And we opened up that pocketbook, and it had a $100 bill in it and 4 20s. And we were standing up there wondering what should we do with that pocketbook? Should we turn it into the hotel? Should we turn it into the condominium? Should we turn it into the police? Or what should we do to it? Well, after standing there for about 10 or 15 minutes, the man walked up who owned the pocketbook. And we asked, he asked us if we found a pocketbook with some money in it and some cigarettes laying in it. And we told him that we did, and we asked him what his name was and where he was from, and he was from an air base over in Georgia. So he identified himself, and we gave it to him, the $180. That was just in one little compartment. There could have been some more money in there, but we didn't look any further to see if there's any more money. But anyhow, we gave it back to the fellow, right fellow, the one who owned it. I might say that we have had some wonderful food since we've been here. Let's see, the first night we had
Roast.
roast beef, yeah. Second night we had spare ribs. Third night we had fish. Tonight we had chicken. And those wonderful salads and all those things that go with those meats. It was really delicious. Tonight we had pork chops. And last night too we had cake and some delicious ice cream. 3 flavors of ice cream. Chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was Bry's ice cream, and it was really delicious. We're going to eat some more of that cake and ice cream after a while, maybe. When Jamie gets here. Is that her name?
Jackie.
Jackie, yeah. Well, when are you coming up to Tuscaloosa to see us? Don't know.
Nope.
Well, I'm glad you're in summer school, though, taking that trigonometry. And I'm glad you're making such good grades on it. And I'm glad that you got that good job working over at the, yeah, that's a good job and it pays well. And I'm glad you got that truck and it runs so well. We really enjoyed riding in that truck going over to the Tampa airport last night. Boy, that's a beautiful airport over there. They haven't finished it, but they've got finished up there. All those places in there to eat and all those places in there to buy souvenirs and Marriott Hotel and all those telephones. It's just a wonderful place. It's a wonderful airport, beautiful airport. I didn't know that they did have such a nice airport over in Tampa.
Anything else?
That all, you know.